Yeah. I just had this truck on a lift, and wouldn't you know it, transmission leak. Got a new seal. Alright, we're going to try to finagle ourselves underneath here and see what's going down. Look at all the oil. Trans fluid covering everything. My whole tank is soaked. Oops. Everything's soaked. Drive shaft is soaked. No bueno. So, oh man, it's like everywhere. Oh, this sucks. Yeah, no good. I wonder if there's any fluid left in it. So I got a new seal. Jay believes that it's the wrong seal is in it. He thinks there's a 904 seal right there. I'm gonna have to get this truck up in the air so I don't cover myself in trans fluid. So BRB. Well, okay, here we are. You can see how close I am. I'm about as safe as I'm gonna get with the stuff I've got. Where's my chest? There's the exhaust. This sucks, but it's what I got to do. All right, so let's see. It looks like we're definitely leaking from the seal. There's a little weep hole. I gotta get to focus. There we go. How's that? I had to zoom all the way out so you guys could even see it. So let's compare these two seals. Excuse me. All right, so this is the 727 seal. There's the one that's in it. Definitely looks like there's a little bit of a difference. Not a ton, but 1/4 inch. I don't know if you can see or not. 1/4 inch difference, something like that. So maybe that is the issue. Maybe it damaged the seal or something. Being that might be a 904 seal. Maybe they just grabbed the wrong seal off the shelf when they rebuilt the trans. Regardless, it's obviously leaking. Pan. Ow! Damn it. Pan looks to be a little leaky too. All right. I think I know what. I think I have a good job for this stuff. Ouch, damn it. All right, so we're going to use the super cleans on that. Anyway, not really part of the video, just gonna use it. All right. All right. Super clean. Super clean up. There we go. All right. Yeah, the pan is totally crazy, full of oil. I'm gonna clean all this stuff up. Look, it looks like we're in a snowstorm. Welcome to the north, everybody. All right, I'm gonna clean all this crap up, pull this drive shaft off, and come on back to you. All right, we're all done laying underneath there. There's no room, so I'm gonna change it up. How about that? Yeah, that's way better, huh? I can actually get underneath of it now. I forgot I had those things. They were all stashed way out in the back. They're full of spiders, but I evicted them. Now we're good. All right, let's get a better look underneath here. Some stuff was oozing out. I guess that's water. Yeah, I don't know where. I've got a collector leak, it sounds like, too. So, looks like you might be able to see it better than me. I don't know. It's a leak in my collector. Probably up in there somewhere, I would guess. And, boy, it gets hot quick. Let's see. How's this? All right. So, okay. I can already see. I sprayed this with brake clean. You can see it's already wet just from me pulling it up onto here. which was an adventure in itself. But yeah, this rear seal gotta go. I'm gonna pull the drive shaft and then replace the seal. Doesn't look like they put any like sealant behind it or anything. Now let me know what you guys think in the comments, but I was always taught to put a little bit of RTV behind the seal there and seal it up that way. Other people say absolutely no, but whatever. I've always done it, and I've never had an issue with these rear seals, so you guys let me know what you think. Alright, I don't know if you can see in there or not, but I'm not taking my mufflers off to give you guys a better shot of it. I'm tired. Got him! So, I've only gnarled up the face of that a little bit, not too bad. I was covered in trans fluid. I'm glad you didn't see that. No sealer on it, so they didn't use any type of RTV or anything on it. I do want to check the diameter of this versus the other one, because if this is for a 904, I don't think that those shafts are the same diameter. If they are not, which I'm not an expert in drive shafts, but if they're not, then that's probably why it was leaking out so bad. I haven't looked at this thing yet. Well, I guess there is a little bit. I don't know what was that pre-installed. Whatever it is, there's not a lot on it. Huh? With that pink stuff. I don't know. There's nothing really at the top, and you can see there's nothing really up in there that I can see. So maybe that was some pre-installed stuff or whatever. I don't know. Whatever the case, didn't work. NFG. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait for that to drip a little bit, and then install the new seal. Alright, I did a quick, just rough measurement. Got like 162. Try not to cut into the rubber a whole lot, because these are kind of sharp. So old school middies. Yeah, so they're about the same size, but there is a big difference in how they seal. So that one kind of cuts back down in. This one not so much. So yeah, there's a difference in the design of the inner lip quite a bit. Those cuts, those like little, you can see them, little slices or raised areas or indentations or whatever on those, that is to direct oil back in. They are on the inside lip of this. You can't really see it. There they are. See them there? So as the drive shaft spins, it tries to push the oil back in. That's the idea behind those. But yeah, this is a different seal. We'll try this one. Hopefully it works. I just need to let that drain a little bit more under there. I did measure the shaft, and it's just a hair bigger than the seal, so you know, should work. Yeah, made a little bit of a mess. It was kind of like an adult film for robots once that seal freaking popped out. Just squirted trans fluid all over me. Anywho, I'm going to do all that, wait for this stuff to leak down, and get back to it. Alright, well, about as good as it's going to get for me. There we go. That's what I'm using. My installer is basically, this is a bearing race out of a FJ40, I think, old Toyota. It's out of a Toyota, I don't remember which one. Fits over there, pound it in. Just going to install some of this sealer on it. Now it's on. There's enough. It's clean. It's not on the seal. You don't want to get any on the seal. I don't think I got any on the seal. And I'm in the total wrong position for this. Not in the best position to be installing that. Oops. To be installing that or telling you how to install it. I can barely see. But we're good. No damage. So that seal is in. You want to lubricate the inside of that. So whatever you install your shaft, it's nice and lubricated. You don't want it on a dry rubber seal. And then this should be good. So now I guess we'll move on to the pan. Alright, I sprayed this down, the rest of my brake clean. So there we go. Hosed it down. Try to figure out where all this crap's coming from. But I have made an executive decision. I'm getting rid of this pan. I can't deal with this pan. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to buy the aluminum one from Summit. So the Summit one and the Trick Flow pan are the same pans. So I want to be able to, you know, alleviate all of the problems. Ooh. I want to be able to eliminate all of the potential problems that come with these stamp pans. What a lot of times happen if you don't have the exact torque or it's not sealed perfectly or anything, it'll just start leaking. That's what happened on the 904. Had to change that. If you remember, that pan was leaking there. And whenever I tighten these bolts into here, it can kind of make them weird. So it distorts this flange. So a lot of times that's what happens on these. If the torque isn't right, it'll distort the flange and it'll let it leak. So rather than lay under here a bunch more times and fight with this, I'm just going to order that pan tonight. Today is Sunday, and then I'll get it like Tuesday or something like that, and then we'll continue. One of the benefits of having the aluminum pans too is it has a drain hole in it. So, you know, you don't have to like loosen the whole pan and it flows out in a giant waterfall all over everything. There's $130 worth of trans fluid in this thing, brand new. So I'd like want to save it if I can. There's no time on it, no miles, and the new pan will allow me to do it. Now it won't help me here. I'll still have the mess, but if I have any more issues, I'll be able to drain the fluid easier. So that's a bonus. I changed my mind. I'm going to try to salvage that pan because I want to put a lift on that. So I want to save as much money as I can, get that thing kind of fixed up a little bit. I mean, the XJ is pretty sweet. She needs a little bit of love. She needs a little bit of a lift, some little things, marker lights, you know, the whole bezel or the buckets, whatever, the whole friggin' light assembly. So I want that thing to kind of get fixed up a little bit. And if I'm blowing a bunch of money on the Dodge, then I won't be able to do all of that stuff. So I'm going to use that black RTV that I used on that seal, and I'm going to try to get this pan to seal up. I mean, at the end of the day, I want to put the 4-speed in it. So we're going to get under there, and if it fails, it fails. And then I'm in it for a pan anyway. So I guess there's really not much to lose by trying this other than the fluid that I'll inevitably spill and the pan, or the time, rather. All right, so I cleaned out this concrete mixing trough here the best I could. Used my super clean on it. It's in good shape, nice and clean. It's way overkill for doing the pan, but since the pan is really square and you have to kind of take it down, like I said, it wants to fall, all the fluid wants to fall in this big waterfall, and it's hard to catch in a pan. This is the cleanest, nicest thing that I've got, and I want to save the fluid. So we're gonna throw that under there, and we'll get down to it. Got me a new pan gasket. Looks like it's the correct one. So let's take a look inside the old pan here. Just typical junk. A lot of this dirt could be from when I took the pan off. Let's look at the magnet. Just black, which is good. It's just like clutch material from probably being broken. As long as it's not silver, filled with metal, then we're going to be all right. I'm going to show you how to check your pan flange for straightness. Need a light. I don't know if you'll be able to see anything or not. essentially just grab yourself a straight edge, you stick it over there, and you look for light. That's it. So this will kind of show you roughly where the problems are. So we're high over here by the 13 sort of, or on this end. There you go, I got a gap all the way through it over to this bolt on the end. So it tells us that we're, I can't hardly see through the phone, but yeah, we're high here, right by the hole. And as you go down, I've already done a little bit of work on it, and then we're high over here again. So I don't know if you can see that, but we're low all through here. So that's pretty typical of trans pans. You're going to find that all the way around here. Yeah. Everywhere that there's a bolt, that's the main problem with these stamp steel pans, is that they're designed to be torqued to a specific torque, which is really low. So when you're feeling it with the wrench, it almost feels like you don't have it tight enough because the torque spec's so low and it's kind of squishing that gasket up in there. So the deal is that everybody over torques these things, and everywhere that there's a bolt hole gets kind of pinched up. So it ends up just as a big wave going across the entire thing. So the way that I deal with that, get a big old steel plate right there. Just put it down. Got a nice stamper right there. And then you can go through and you can tamp these areas down. So this one has a little bevel in it, so that you can kind of get it in between these ridges here. So these ridges are supposed to kind of, you know, give you a little bit of rigidity in this flange area to keep it from doing what it's doing, but obviously it isn't working out. So that's how you check your pan, and then I would just recommend you go through everywhere that you can. Start tamping it down. Now it doesn't always work, but it takes a little bit. And once you get it to where you want, once you do this around here enough, it'll end up being straight. So you just got to keep checking it, finding out where it's low. So we already know that it's high here and here. So I go through on these sides here, put it in there, and just start cracking on it. Again, it's kind of by feel, and it's up to you to decide if you want to go with the super tons of RTV around the lip, around this flange area here, and just try to get it to seal up, and you're essentially filling all these low spots with RTV. So that's up to you what you want to do, but that's how you check these flanges for straightness. It's time consuming and it sucks, and that's why there are so many aftermarket pans on a lot of these old transmissions. Here we are another day. It's raining outside. I don't know how well you guys are going to pick that up on the audio. Cut a bunch of grass, like 5 acres of grass. Fixed my knife today. Come on, Gerber. I've had flea market knives that held up better than your knife. Red Loctite. I think we're in business. So, the trans have been draining all night long. It's down there. Just going to clean the gasket surface, goop it all up with RTV. The pan is pretty much straight, as straight as I can get it anyway. So I'm just going to goop it all up and stick it on there. Hopefully you guys are going to get a good video today. It's kind of nasty out. So it's not raining too bad right now. But she was coming down a little bit ago on the steel roof. Oh, you guys probably never even seen up in here before. This is what we've got. So up there is just a piece of like 1/2-inch styrofoam. And yeah, hang on, I'll show you. I'll show you the hidden secrets of the horse barn. There we go. This is about all the storage that we've got. Can't put a lot up here because it's trusses. So a lot of the stuff you'd hang, you know, from here. A lot of people do that. Can't do that with these things. Just, you know, stuff. But anyway, this is kind of why it's always freezing cold out here and humid, full of mold, all that stuff. So that's the deal. And then that's my ceiling. 3/4 inch styrofoam. Basically that's it, just to try to keep the heat down a little bit. And that's it. Here's the old gasket out of the D150. This one's cork, where the new one is like a fabric. So I was talking to Iron Horse Garage, and this is what they told me to do. They said that whenever they get one of these cork gaskets, they like to soak the cork. So I don't know. They said that cork soaking is their favorite thing to do. So I guess, I don't know, I'll do what they say. I'm not much of a cork soaker. But they said that they soak cork all the time. Like, they can't stop soaking cork. Guess I'll just leave it in here. I'm not sure what they're talking about. I don't really see how that'll help. But they said they just can't get enough of soaking cork. Well, looking at the pan gasket, or the pan flange, me personally, I probably would have never let something like this fly if it was something I was doing. I mean, obviously that's not from that cork gasket I just pulled off. So, yeah, I mean, not the best job. Looking doggone trans fluid all over me. You'd think if you're gonna pay somebody to build your trans that they would at least clean the mating surfaces off, you know, for the gasket. And I guess that's why I'm under here again. Right? Man. That's irritating. Anyway, I'll clean this stuff up, and I don't think it's going to be a big deal because I'm going to be slathering it full of RTV. But still, you know. I mean, it's not the worst I've seen, but it's also not $800 worth. Anyway. Alright. That ain't going anywhere. So, liberally put on. It's everywhere. That thing won't leak. If it does leak, next step is a different pan. So, I mean, I really caked it on there. This thing is pretty rough. So, we'll do the best with what we got and give it a shot. See how it goes. All right. Well, they are, you know, hand torqued down, kind of squishing out a little bit here and there. It's about as good as I can get it. There's some weak bolts over here, like this. Where is it? This one right here. Feels like it could strip out of the case, so I'm going to leave it. And hopefully the glue will hold it in, you know, and seal up any weird imperfections. So this stuff needs 24 hours to cure before you load it with fluid or anything. Use it. So I'm going to give it some time. Come on back to it tomorrow. It's another day out here. It's like 59 degrees, something like that. Kind of sucks outside, but whatever. So the gasket has been sitting for like 5 days because it's been non-stop rain. Maybe, well, today's the 6th, I think. But I'll show you the fluid that we took out of it. I'm just going to put new stuff in it. So here we go. It's not so bad, but you see the kind of shimmery. I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not. But there could be some stuff in there. There's also like a little bit of gravel kind of in it. You might be able to see some of it in there. That's probably from just stuff that was on the pan that didn't get fully cleaned off. So we're just going to put in some new stuff here. It doesn't look like it's a ton anyway. So I think we'll be all right. Torque converter's full. Everything's full. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill her up. So it's been pretty much raining nonstop for, you know, 5 or so days. It's already kind of, the leaves are starting to turn a little bit out here. So yeah, it's you can see it's got tons of water. I don't really want to drive the truck through the mud here. It's supposed to be nice the rest of the week. So probably take it out tomorrow when it's going to be warmer and sunny and hopefully not just a bunch of mud. Looks like it's going to rain outside again anyway. So let's fill it up and we'll take it out tomorrow. There you go. There you go. Take a nice long drink. Yeah, we're a little bit over. That'll be good. It should get sucked up in the pump, I would think. I would hope. We're gonna find out. Maybe, yeah, little, about 2/3 I would say I used up. Let's fire it up and see. We're just gonna let this thing run for a minute. Let it come up to temp. And throw her in neutral and see. Oh, am I in a gear? Am I in a gear? Uh-oh. Oh, thank God it was on jack stands. Neutral safety switch is broke apparently. Oops. Thank God it was on jack stands. Alright, well that's good to know. The neutral safety switch is wasted. Alright, I'll come back when it heats up. Yeah, there's some kind of exhaust leak somewhere. Word to the wise. Don't reach in and grab that dipstick that's right next to the headers without gloves. That sucks. Seems like it's doing alright. We're full. Everything's good. I don't see any drips. So that's good. Alright. Maybe we will take it out. It's in neutral, you can see. It's kind of spinning. So maybe we'll take it out for a quick little ride. Hopefully the rain holds off. Check out the traffic. Can't get away from it, man. I can't manually shift the gears holding you guys, so. Is it still not second or third? There we go. Fix this cluster. I can't see what gear I'm in. Alright, we're back at the shop. Now we're going to look underneath of it and see if it's really fixed or if it's not. So this is the real test. Still friggin' dripping, I think. Damn it. Yep, check it out. DNA. Still not fixed. God. What can you do? I guess it's time for that new pan. That sucks. That's what dripped out just since I pulled it in. And I think this is what's dripping out now. Because I just swept the floor. Maybe it's not. Might be water. Water. Well, let's get some light in here. Where's it? See, it's still dripping. What the heck, man? I don't get it. Stupid. Whatever. Yeah, look at it. It's all over the trans and stuff still. Blowing back again. This is BS. Alright, well. This is all you're going to see of this trans, because I'm not going to just keep filming transmission leak issues for you. If I get the new pan, I'll show you what it is. Unless you want to see me work on this stupid trans forever. I don't know. That sucks. I guess we'll just wait and see how big of the puddle is tomorrow. How big of a puddle there is tomorrow. Hopefully not very big. That sucks a lot. What can you do? Welcome to working on old cars. Here's how much fluid we leaked out just in the last couple of days. Well, it's been 4 days. So, not an astronomical amount, but still, it's dripping. So, there's one of the, well, I guess there's a little bit up there too. So there's one of two things that could be going on. If it's leaking from the pressure lines on the other side for the oil cooler, then it'll usually just spray out, whenever it's under load. It's like 100 PSI, 90, something like that, whenever it's idling. And then it goes up, obviously, the more you're on it. So if it's leaking when it's running, your pressure lines could be not tight, or the adapters on there. Easier to see this. So if those adapters and those pressure lines are leaking, then it'll spray out whenever you're under load. There we go. That one might be leaking. I can't really tell very easily, but if those leak from there, then it's going to spray out under load when the pressure's up and whenever it's running, depending on how tight it is. If it leaks and drips, then it's usually a pan. So you see how there's a drip there hanging off of the line? That leads me to believe that it's just the pan, and this pan is probably smoked. So that one definitely looks like it's leaking a little bit, so I'm going to have to get in there and tighten that up. But other than that, I think that's it. All right, so this is the steel pan that I got from my buddy. It's just a regular old steel pan. He had already welded in a temp bung. It doesn't look that great, but there's a bunch of penetration down in there, so it probably won't leak. I'm not going to be using that. I don't need it for my application for this truck. It doesn't really need that, so excuse me. Yeah, anyway, I needed to get the filter extension, because it's a deeper pan than stock. So this is the filter extension. Just filter goes on the bottom, and this goes against the valve body, and then the filter attaches to the bottom of it and then lowers it down so it can drink out of this deeper pan. But it is steel. I'm not a huge fan of steel, so I just went ahead and ordered this one from Summit. So this is a 727 aluminum one, and check out the flange on that. So I doubt that it's going to be leaking. Nice and strong. Made in the USA. Nice. Comes with a filter, new bolts, and gasket and some stuff. And with it came another one of these. So another filter extension. So I'll probably just either give this one back to my buddy, or and throw this one in for being a nice guy, or just save it for a project down the road. But this is the pan that we're going to be using. So this is it. This is the same as a trick flow pan. So if you're familiar with trick flow pans, as far as I'm aware, the Summit and the trick flow are the same. You can get it with the Summit logo or the trick flow logo, stuck in there, probably like an insert when they cast it. I chose to go with the full fin without the logo. Just think it looks cool. But yeah, that's it. Drain plug, so really nice. So that's it. Do you remember how I was telling you what the actual torque spec and stuff is for pans, and they're super low? And I said, I think I said it's like 12 foot-pounds or something like that. According to Summit, it's 10 foot-pounds. So it's 120 inch-pounds. And to give you an idea of how low that is, I'm going to show you. I've got my torque wrench here in the vise. I'll show you what it's like. We're right at 10 foot-pounds, roughly. Actually, a little bit over. And it is incredibly, that's it. Like this big torque wrench doesn't even like to go that low. It's bottomed out. So you can just see basically nothing. So here's an inch-pound, and that's what I'm going to use on it because it's a lot easier to control. Once you're doing light stuff like this, super light stuff, these longer wrenches will really throw your feel off because of the mechanical advantage, the leverage on it. You'll think that you're, hardly even tighten it, but you're really tightening it quite a bit, and that's why a lot of the trans pans and stuff end up getting wrecked. So a lot of stuff really requires a lot less torque than you usually think that you're putting on something, and most people just super mega over torque everything. So now I've got the inch-pound torque wrench in there, and it's set to 120 right there. And just kind of show you, it's really hardly anything. It requires more force to turn this one than it does obviously the bigger one over there, but really it's not a lot. Inch-pound, I'm only halfway up the scale. So yeah, anyway, it kind of shows that most of the time people are mega over-torquing all of the bolts, and they don't need to. So I don't want to ruin my trans, so this is what I'm going to use. I'm actually going to torque bolts down. You've got to be kidding. All down the tank again. What is going on? So, it's hard to see. There's a light on you. It's hard to see up in here. I don't think it's coming from that flange, although it may be. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Hard to tell what's going on. Could be coming from that tail shaft housing seal. If that's the case, then the dude that built this thing needs to be tarred and feathered. Yeah, brake cleaning an enclosed area, not ideal. Holy cow. So, this sucks. I'm going to try to tighten the bolts down and see what happens then. Man, the 904 was a piece of junk, but at least it didn't leak. Well, I tightened the bolts down on the back of the pan again. Nothing. Exhaust is super hot. Could it be in there? It looks like it's on the pan though. Doesn't it? Not in the front. I mean, it's hard to see. Can't see anything because this exhaust is in the way. I mean, it doesn't look like... Maybe it's leaking from up there? Really hard to see. Yeah, I think it could be leaking from the tail shaft housing. Or maybe that's from that line. Looks like the line might still be leaking. I don't know. Let me go to the other side. All right, another day. You can see how much leaked out over the night. Still running out. I thought maybe it was that cooler line adapter. I don't know if I can get this thing up in here without taking the exhaust off, but that cooler line, you know, that thing's an adapter. The nut at the back that goes into the trans is actually like a different fitting that goes in there, so maybe I need to reseal that. It's hard to see where it's all coming from exactly. And I sprayed everything down with brake cleaner, but you know, it's so saturated with oil under here that you can't really tell. So I think maybe it's coming from the gasket. Maybe I gotta run up and get a new gasket and put it in there. It's really difficult to tell where it's all coming from. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do, well, I'll probably just have to show you. I'm tired of fighting this pan. I got other things to do. Alright, so the truck's been sitting for like 5 days. Alright, I sprayed it with brake clean. The doggone thing is still leaking. I don't know where it's leaking from, like everywhere. So I'm not sure. So I have an update for you right now. So I didn't film anything else for it, for this, and here is basically the story. I can't figure out where this thing's leaking from. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know anything about transmissions. I'm not a mechanic. I'm a hobbyist. I just do this stuff because it's fun and I like tinkering with my cars. But there's certain things like transmissions that I just don't know a lot about. I've never really had to take them apart and fix them. You know, I've never had transmissions really go out on me that much, so just never learned. And I just didn't want to deal with learning on something I wanted done right away. So I paid somebody that was supposed to be a pro at it to do it. Whatever. I don't know what's wrong with it. Might be a simple error. Could just be a mistake, like he overlooked an O-ring or a seal. Or maybe the transmission has a crack in the case or something like that. I won't know until he looks at it. I called him on Friday. Today is Saturday. And my birthday, I might add. So I'm going to a party tonight. But he said call him on Tuesday and see if they've got time. I got to get the truck down to them so they can take it out and look at it. It's way easier than me laying on the floor on my back trying to figure out whatever and wasting more fluid and gaskets and all that. I've already put $230 worth of fluid through this truck plus the pan, $160 with tax and all that stuff, plus the gaskets and the filters. It's been expensive for a trans I paid $800 for to have rebuilt by a pro. So it is what it is. So I got to weasel this thing down there. I don't know how I'm going to get it there. Towing it on my dad's big F250 four-door long bed with a tow dolly and this thing on it through the Detroit back streets and stuff with all the cars parked on the street. That's a nightmare. So I might just drive it and just keep filling it up and hope it doesn't catch on fire. I guess we'll find out how that is. So I'll update you when I know more. And basically that's it. I just don't know anymore. So I can't film me trying to solve this problem over and over again. This video's run long. So that's what it is. I will update you soon as I know something. And on a side note, look at the cool thing I just got. Check it out. So my neighbor across the street, he just got himself a truck sort of similar to this in shape, really. It's a 2002 Silverado short bed single cab, but it's a four-wheel drive, 02, ultra clean from Tennessee, like perfect condition. The whole truck is like immaculate. So, and it's all original. It hasn't been redone, and it's super nice. So, way cooler than this, but it's a stock 5.3 truck. I might show it to you on the channel sometime if I can. And this box was in the bed, or well, attached to the bed of his, and yeah, so he gave it to me. So that's pretty awesome. This was also on his truck, and I'm selling that on Facebook if anybody wants it. It's a rough country. I think they're like $170. You know, if you need that in your local, hit me up. It is $100 or make me an offer. It's in good shape. You know, all Tennessee stuff, real clean. And it gave me this box. So, you know, it's pretty nice. Cobalt, I think it's like a $200 box. Something like that. And it's cool. So I'm thinking if I can go on Power Tour next year, 2021, or 22 rather, with this truck, which I want to, probably be pretty handy to have that box on here. It is shorter than the box that was on here. You know, you can see the width of the box, or I guess depth of the box that was on here originally. So having a shorter one would be cooler, and it was free, and the keys work in it and stuff. So, you know, that's a bonus. So let me know in the comments what you think about the box. I know a lot of people are like really against the boxes, you know, and I gotta admit, I don't love the way that they look, but they are sure handy. So that's your update. I'll let you know more about this thing as soon as I know more. Until then, I guess just learn how to build your own transmissions so you don't have to deal with the crap that I'm dealing with. I need to learn. Anyway, thanks a lot. I don't know what the next video will be. I think it's the valve grinder, but I'm not sure. And then beyond that, I'm going to have a super clean giveaway. I just haven't filmed it or thought about the cool idea yet. So, whatever. I'll talk to Iron Horse about it. They're full of something. Ideas? No, they're full of something else. Thanks a lot for watching Half-Ass Garage. hit me up on Instagram if you want to, and I'll catch you later. Thanks a lot.